Hello, welcome to Turbo Talk. Today we're in another iRacing video. We're not racing GT3s this week because, the introduction is going to be a little bit longer, just as the video. This weekend I got my second COVID shot, so now I'm fully vaccinated. That's good. But I wasn't feeling it. I was feeling a bit dizzy. I was feeling a bit, I don't know, weird. I mean, normal symptoms for the vaccine. So I said that I needed to race a car and track combo that I knew like the palm of my hand. I mean, something I'm very comfortable with, something that I barely make any mistakes with. And for me, this is Road Atlanta with either the Porsche or the Radical. I made this mistake in qualifying for the first race, but I mean, I feel really at home, like with this current track. So yeah, first race of the weekend. Here we're starting around the back because we didn't have a good qualifying. I knew I could have got the pole position because I have enough pace, but it wasn't enough. So we're around the P16, maybe. Here we go through the outside or well inside. Those couple of turns going into the SS are pretty weird, but they're extremely fun as a driver. Lots of speed. You have to be careful with the cars in front, to not give them a tap and send them into the shadow realm. You want to avoid that. So far, a good start for the race. This car is taking a slow down, so I try to go through the outside, but I'm not able to complete the move. The slowest part of the track is this one. These cars they require a special technique. They don't have ABS, they don't have traction control. The name of the car is Porsche 911 GT3 Cup, but it's anything like a GT3. You don't have the assists, you don't have the downforce, you only have like a good amount of mechanical grip to work with. So here we overshot the corner. Sadly, we took that car out, or well, we gave him a little tap that sent him into the shadow realm, exactly what we wanted to avoid. I tried to yield the position, but he wasn't able to rejoin soon enough. Of course, after the race, I apologized for that. Uh, you know, things happen. First lap, cold tires, my bad. Anyway, I'm trying to get a top 10, trying to get consistent results to recover from the I rating loss I've experienced in GT3 Fixed. So, yep. Here we're fighting for P11, if I'm not mistaken. The blue car, you'll see him throughout the entire race. We encounter him through all of the sessions, and he's a real good driver. He has a lot of pace. He knows what he's doing with this car. I tried to take it 3 wide, but I knew it wasn't going to work. I mean, second lap of an 18 lap race, it didn't make sense to do anything at that point. So we just decide to, lay back, try to watch our tires, watch our grip, work with the racing line. Every 6 laps, maybe 7, you have to modify how you drive. You have to lift at some parts. You can actually go full throttle through others. Turn 1 is amazing. I mean, those combinations of corners. I didn't think that I was able to complete that move, but I mean, we made it through. That was a lap car, if I'm not mistaken. The blue car made a mistake. He apexed a little bit earlier than he should. But I also make a mistake at the exit of the corner. This car is fun to drive because you can actually recover. You'll see. I mean, you have to be careful with the throttle. You can push. You can't push too much when exiting corners. You have to watch out for that. Also, when braking, throughout the race, I lock my tires a lot. It's a mistake I made. Since the last update, it's been a bit difficult to stay consistent on the brakes with this car. So I've struggled a little bit with that. But I mean, nothing too crazy. We still have a lot of pace, sadly, because I thought I didn't have enough fuel. I was checking my fuel, and here I turned the Porsche into a lawnmower and lose the chance. Well, I lose the chance to fight for a P6 finish, which was what we were fighting for with the car in front. I was getting hunted by the two cars behind, fighting for P9 or P8, if I'm not mistaken. But this is lap 17 of race 1, and this AlphaTauri Porsche goes too wide at the exit of the SS, and he spins. You have to be careful with that curb, because there may be some dirt over it, some gravel, and you want to avoid too much wheel spin, as you'll end up in the wall, just like that AlphaTauri Porsche. Luckily, we finished inside the top 10, a good result for the first race. I mean, I'll try to improve for the second one. Here we go, starting P5. We had a lot of pace in this one. I was feeling pretty confident. Sadly, lots of wheel spin. I wasn't able to control the gas pedal. So we go 4 wide down the main straight. We lose 2 positions to those couple of cars. And I mean, I'm able to protect from the Golf Porsche in the back. But this was going to be a tough battle. I knew it. The two cars in front, we shared similar paces, and as you know, you may have a little bit more pace than the car in front. But if both of you are driving the same line and exiting corners at the same speed and having the same brake points, it will be really difficult to pass, especially at this track, where you can only attack in the back straight. That's the only place where you can, trail the car, use the draft to your advantage, and gain some positions. That's exactly what I try to do here. We go through the black Porsche and we move to the left to have the inside into the chicane. I thought this was going to be like a good move, but I lock again. I was on the inside, the car tried to go to the other side, but we make contact, he goes flying, and I am able to move away from there. He got the worst part of it, and I apologized to him because, even though I had the inside in that second part of the chicane, I should have let him through. Here we make contact because I thought that that guy was going to, go through, but he actually braked earlier than I expected. So yeah, I touched him and we have a pretty damaged car. Luckily, the car was driving straight, and I was in a position to make a comeback. We were in P13, P14, and my goal was a top 10. Top 10. That was what I was aiming for throughout the whole weekend. So we catch this couple of guys in front. We have similar pace, but I'm faster than them. I qualified in front of them, and I know I can gain those 3 places without too much trouble. I didn't think this was possible, going side by side through the S's, but apparently it is. Or he yielded the position, I don't know, we'll never know. But we're in the hunt for those 2 positions in the front, with the Golf Porsche and the P5 Porsche. I believe that's how you pronounce it, the one that races at IMSA. Those are pretty nice liveries. So both of us here have a front end damage to the left. I think he has some suspension damage, so he may be not driving straight, or he will struggle a bit in turns. So I'm able to brake later than usual, but I lock again. The guy behind me locks the tires, and we all struggle with that. Track temperatures were wild throughout the whole weekend. Sometimes you were lapping at 222s, 221.5, and then you'll be lapping at 220, maybe 219 if you got lucky. The guy behind lost it, sadly. It's pretty easy to not gauge your throttle control on that exit of the slowest corner on the track. We are able to complete the move. We weren't able to do a lap earlier, so good for us. Another position gained without any mistakes. Controlling like that sleep angle, trying to not get too crazy with the drifts. And also we are able to go through the P5 Porsche. That's a weird name, but we're able to complete the move, and we gain 2 positions in a matter of 2 laps, which is pretty good. That's exactly what we're aiming for. We're currently in the top 10. Sadly, with 2 laps to go, I am controlling the wheel spin, working with the steering wheel, and I overcorrect the car and end up in the wall. We had a lot of front end damage. Now the car was a bit undrivable. You couldn't push it around corners. So we finished that race within the top 10 with a very damaged car and with only 1x left for us to be disqualified. As you know, if you get a certain amount of incidents, you are disqualified after the race. So luckily we weren't disqualified and we were able to complete the race. This is the last race of this weekend. This video is going to be a bit longer. Here we are starting in the middle of the pack. A pretty good start. Little to no wheel spin, that's what we're aiming for. And we try to take it to the outside of turn 1 through this sharp Porsche. The Castron Porsche tries to get the line and I'm not able to complete the move. But he's also not able to go through. And we're side by side going through the S's. Nobody's giving it space, but we'll leave a decent gap so we avoid any accidents. I go a bit off track here, but I'm able to finish the move into the last part of the S's, which is pretty good. I mean, that's one hell of a battle, Nice racecraft from both of us. I love it. I love it. So yeah, that was good. Now we were in the hunt. We were P11 at this moment. But I knew we were in a position where we could gain anywhere from 3 to 5 positions. We had a lot of pace. Sadly, I locked the brakes on the last turn, and into the slowest corner of the track, I lose that position. Thankfully, we have the draft on the back straight, long back straight, lots of top speed, and luckily my car was the setup helped me to get that top speed. So we're able to go through without many issues, and that car spins at front, or well, spun. We are on P10, we're in the top 10, so apparently we made it, but the race is not over. We have 12 laps left at this point. So we are in this little train of 7 cars, all fighting for P7 or P6. We all had a similar pace, but as I said, track conditions were were extreme this weekend, and temperatures were varying throughout the whole track. So I knew if I was able to just stay behind, maintain that 1 second distance at the most to the car in front, I was going to be able to make a move sooner or later. Good things come to those who wait, and luckily I waited so that I had enough space and enough confidence to just go for it, to just take the position from that Castrol Porsche. Here, I didn't think this was possible. I thought I was going to lock the brakes, but I didn't. I'm able to gain that position through the chicane, the only place where you can really attack this track. You can do it in the S, just like I did in the first part of the race, but you have to be daring. Otherwise, it's better to just stay on the back, waiting for the opportunity, and then use the draft on back straight, lots of top speed as I mentioned before, to make the move into that last sector of the track. Here we try to do the same. The car outside tries to brake later than us, but he's not able to do that. And we have a nice exit of the chicane into the last part of the track. Lots of speed, 5th gear, a right-hander, a pretty good corner. The car in front decides to turn himself into a lawnmower once again. He had a lot of damage to the right front end, like he had some suspension damage. As you see, his tires are not completely straight. So he lost a lot of time, lots of positions there. And we're on P7. And we're almost able to catch the car in front. The thing is, every time I closed the gap, I made some mistake. I locked the tires, I went too wide, I I used too much curving, so I was not able to get into that position where I could use his draft to attack. This is a lap car, and he thought he was going to give me the outside of the corner, but he was actually giving me the inside, and that was my mistake. Luckily, we didn't make contact. Just he went wide trying to avoid me, and I didn't take him out, but he lost plenty of time there. But I mean, I apologized afterwards, and he said, no problem. Part of what this is. We finished the race within the top 10. We finished P7, and with that, we finished the weekend with no retirements, which is pretty good after some couple tough weekends, and we finished on the position where we want. This week we're visiting Long Beach, a track that I'm pretty fond of. You'll know why if you check the channel. Stay tuned for that, and have a nice day. Bye bye.